Tyler, how's your week been going?
It's been going all right. Been going
That's
fine.
good.
Glad to hear it. Anything noteworthy?
What day is it? Wednesday? No.
It's Wednesday.
No, not really.
It's
Does something noteworthy happen on Thursday? Friday?
No, not really.
No?
No.
Fair enough.
Cool.
It's just my life.
Feel that.
That was real.
I do the same thing every day. It's not very noteworthy, but
Well, what are those same things?
Oh, I go to work,
Mm-hmm.
I come home, and then I fall asleep on the couch, probably.
I like it.
Hmm.
I need a comfier couch for falling asleep on. I feel like I used to take so many couch naps. I just get in my bed.
Oh, so the consensus for everyone who doesn't care is that naps are primarily defined by their length.
Okay.
My poll has concluded.
So if it's short, it's not a nap? Like, what's the play here?
The cutoff is 3 hours.
So that's not a nap anymore?
Yeah, once you're past that, and that's not a random number. It's 2 REM cycles.
Okay, sure.
Then it's not a nap anymore.
Oh, you are a Gibb scientist.
I was really going in on it. I got a graph and everything.
I just want you to know I read that as Gibb centrist earlier.
I am not.
When they posted
Me
it,
too.
and I was like, oh.
I'm a Gibb centrist. I like the center of Gibb.
Ty's a literal Nazi.
What?
We're not recording yet, are we?
Yes, is it the pod?
We are, but it's getting cut. Don't worry. I
Just
I
toss
have
out.
full control over this. I cut anything I want to.
You see, this is why I was nervous. This was a huge mistake.
Yeah, Gibb's gonna make a terrible cut of you.
SS stands for Skyward Sword, goddammit. Well, I did have something noteworthy today, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Patrick can still hear us, so it's good.
This is just for Katie. This is just for Katie, actually, because look what came in the mail.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
wow.
Yay! I was wondering when it was gonna get there.
I got it.
Was it broken at all?
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 15 of the podcast. It's season 1. It's the finale. This is it. We've got 2 very special guests on the show. We have Katie Thurston. Katie, we all know and love. You know, she's been she's been a mod on the team for a long time. She's officially full-fledged support class member.
We talk about our social media manager. Yeah. This is who we're referring to. So if I say my social media manager is going to be furious that I didn't post, I mean Katie.
Yeah. You might not know her by her full name. So Katie Thurston 19 for those of you who are only aware of her name on
Please
Twitch.
say the 19.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, every time.
And today's expert will be
Our
Tyler
expert voice.
Stans. For this episode, it's a bit that we started by accident 2 weeks ago that has now become a long-form piece of content where Ty will explain to us the plot of Kingdom Hearts. This game is notoriously very confusing, and it is of Remy's opinion that you can play them in any order because there's no order you can play them in which they make sense.
That's right. It is a non-linear series, in my opinion. We'll get into that.
I do want to stop before we start digging into it and kind of get a baseline for how much we already know. I know we've got some people that have played some games, some that might not have. So, Gibb, have you ever played this game before?
I've never played a single second of Kingdom Hearts in my whole life. And the only Kingdom Hearts that I've even really watched is our man Tyler Stands. And Bippity Boppity Boo will be ingrained in my brain for the rest of my life now.
It's a bippity bop.
Mine too.
It is, except for when I've been watching
It's a
him for
bippity bop.
6 hours. And it's been bippity boppity boo. And then I leave, and then I come back, and it's still bippity boppity boo.
Bars.
That's preposterous. I never stream for 6 hours.
No,
Not true.
it's, over those days,
Yeah.
slow every single one. Bippity boppity boo. It doesn't matter.
Katie, I know you're a big Disney fan, but any Kingdom Hearts?
No.
No, okay.
My coworker is like obsessed with it, so I know that they battle, and I think there's keys.
Yes.
And
She's got the keys.
and there's just Disney characters. That's it.
Okay. Remy, I know you've played some.
Oh yeah, yes.
I know you have.
I've played the main games, Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. I have attempted to play what I had initially believed to be unimportant side games, and given up on them for a variety of reasons, ranging from not fun to this is on the PSP and I hate the PSP.
Fair.
So yeah, it's I've experienced the majority of the series. That's how I'll put it.
Okay. What you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, I think you've played like a part of one.
I've played a part of 2.
Okay.
So Kingdom Hearts was in my like peak weeb phase in middle school, and like the first game I got on the PS2 that wasn't like Wheel of Fortune. So I had gone from playing Super Mario on the NES to Kingdom Hearts, and I just didn't know how to do it. I just couldn't make it work, and I only made it to the Colosseum before I just couldn't beat the 3-headed dog. I couldn't beat Cerberus, so I never picked it up again. And I think I did that like a few times, but I never got past it. And then I played honestly most of Kingdom Hearts 2, and I don't know why I set it down. I think it was the Dance Water Dance guy. I couldn't beat him, and I set it down and never picked it back up. Yeah, fuck that guy. Dance, water, dance.
You've got a faux hawk mullet.
I hate it.
The most weeb, content of all, Disney.
I was getting into it. I was weeb light.
A little weeblet.
The weeb water.
Weeblet.
Kingdom Hearts started out very weeb light.
It got kind of weeb heavy, I feel like.
And then it got very weeb heavy.
All right. Well, Tyler, I know you've played every single game.
We'll say I have played every single one of them except for the mobile game, which we will not be discussing today.
Let's not.
Because it takes place in the past. It's not important. I'm going to regret that statement someday. And
Hearts 4.
I've never finished Dream Drop Distance, but I've read the plot, and it still doesn't make sense to me anyway, so...
Perfect.
That said something.
Yeah.
If you couldn't make sense of it...
I can kind of make sense of it.
Does it make sense at all? If Tyler can't read it out, does it work?
Now, can I ask, did you try to play these games in proper order?
I kind of played them as they came out.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that timeline order? Is that
No.
proper order?
Is
sure isn't.
timeline order that simple?
Nope.
Okay.
There are games, there are prequels, there are sequels, there are games that take place at the same time.
Oh my god.
Right,
It's like
right.
Star Wars.
It's like Star Wars.
Give
And
me
so we
love it.
start
Can't
in
believe I
Kingdom
said
Hearts
that.
1.
That's our title, by the way.
It's like
Kingdom Hearts is like Star Wars.
And it'll just be a picture of Sora and an equal sign and, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's Sora lightsaber battling Darth Vader. Except he's got a
Or
keyblade.
Yoda.
With a key heart in the background.
it's like that
I've seen
other
lightsaber
Disney
in Kingdom
property,
Hearts
Star
before.
Wars.
Yeah.
Making
I can
this
answer that
thumbnail
for you
really
later, Patrick.
complex.
We'll get there.
Well,
We'll get there.
we all just watched the Kingdom Hearts 1 intro. And I can
Banker.
say right away, I was throwing criticisms at it immediately.
You sure were.
Yeah. It establishes nothing.
Except for falling. There's a lot of
Yes.
falling.
Yeah. And water.
I like the part where he
That's-
fell through the sky into the water, then out of the water and back into the sky.
See,
Mhm.
I
Genius.
like the part where he fell out of the sky into the water, onto the beach, stayed on the beach, but also fell out of the sky at the same time.
Looked up, saw himself falling.
Himself falling.
So,
Yeah.
so it ends on this big top-down shot of Sora on a stained glass thing of Snow White.
Uh-huh.
Where do we go from there, Ty?
Tyler, what does it mean?
All right. So I'm glad you asked, Patrick. What is going on here is all that the falling, seeing himself falling, the falling through the ground. That is a dream.
Mhm.
Sora has some really weird dreams. I do believe that you find mushrooms at the beginning of the game to take with you on the raft. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
Wait, is that the dream drop? He drops the mushrooms
For a
and then he
distance?
dreams about falling?
Oh man, Dream Drop wasn't even a thing back then.
I don't know, man.
Let's
But-
not go too
Or-
wide. Let's
Or was it?
let's go with
So-
Kingdom Hearts 1 for now.
Narrow it.
What happens? What happens is that his dream is transitioning to like a vision, kind of.
Which are separate.
The stain class. Well, it is because it's plot relevant. The other thing, he was just kind of tripping out.
Okay.
The stained glass that he's standing on, that is known as the Station of Awakening,
Okay.
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 which is a
Okay.
space that exists inside Sora's heart.
Okay. Cute.
This is
So he's
This
just
is-
a Disney fan.
he's a Disney fan. You know, he's never met any of these people in his life, and
Neither have we.
He has no concept of any of this Disney stuff. Maybe that'll be explained later. I don't know.
Has he seen the movies?
I would never count on it.
I don't believe that the movies exist in Kingdom Hearts. You're
Okay.
kind of playing. You're playing the movies,
Mm.
kind of.
They are entire worlds, huh?
They are entire worlds, yes. So basically, the Station of Awakening serves as your tutorial area.
Okay.
hmm So he goes
Okay.
through that, and then you learn how to fight and jump and run. That's all you need. Then you
All on his
fight a
heart.
boss, and then he wakes up
Okay.
Okay.
Where does he wake up?
on his island. The
Does he own this
Destiny
island?
Island.
Who owns this island? I've always wondered. Destiny Island. These kids can just sail over to
children.
it. It seems like nobody's there. What?
He has a
Destiny
map,
Island. Destiny Island is for the people.
too. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Wait, so it's owned by the locals?
Okay.
So it's like everyone's
I'm
an
listening.
owner type of deal, right?
No. So it's owned by the locals. Is what you're
They
telling me?
all
Kind
have
of like,
equity. That's
Run by the
uh,
proletariat.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, other than like item shops and accessory shops, I don't believe that Kingdom Hearts has much of an economy or political body,
Hmm.
unless you want to count
There is
like.
a scene I remember early in Kingdom Hearts 1
Mhm.
where Sora's in a bedroom
yeah.
and he like wakes up or some shit. He looks over to the island and his mom is like, Sora! And he's like dipping out like,
Oh yeah, Sora's mom.
Sora has mom.
Yep, that's the only scene she's ever in.
okay, so
Is
there's
that
no
when
further
he's
explanation
leaving?
to what happened to their poor parents.
No.
Okay.
He's
There's
so
no
concerned about
explanation.
where Riku is and where Kyrie is, and he's never like, "Where's my fucking mom, dude?"
My family.
As it turns out, no. Destiny Island gets swallowed by darkness, so
Right.
they kind of die, but not really.
Okay, hold on.
I didn't know that.
Let's not. Okay, how do we get? Yeah, how far
Okay,
ahead
we're
does
on
that
Destiny-
happen?
Oh, that's like 10 minutes later.
Moments
That's
away.
true. That's like
Okay,
after
so
the-
let's continue. And
Yeah.
how do we get there?
That's like you've completed the fun little activities you can't
Right.
you have available on the island for you. These little mini games of sorts. And so as a result,
You beat the shit out of all your friends with a stick.
Yeah.
All of your friends that are also Final Fantasy characters, because that's
Right.
the other crossover.
Okay,
Okay.
You
so I
race
wasn't
a kid.
wrong in saying that was Sephiroth. Got it.
No,
He wasn't in the intro, but
Damn,
But-
Riku is Sephiroth confirmed.
Riku is Sephiroth?
Okay, so Sephiroth is in the game, but he's not
Okay.
really plot relevant.
it's
Okay,
not
so-
it's not important in the slightest.
It's like an extra boss.
So we've awoken on Destiny Island.
Yes.
Okay. We've done the mini games. We've beaten our friends with a stick.
We've
Uh-huh.
established
We
that-
woke up. Our mom was yelling for us. We've dipped.
Well, we introduce important characters.
We did introduce Kyrie and Riku. Riku is the one who Gibb thought was Sephiroth, I guess, because they both have white hair.
It's long, also.
It
And
yeah
he's an anime.
yeah.
Kyrie is the girl of the group.
Got it.
Mhm.
The diversity
Um,
higher.
The,
Mhm. Not anymore. Well, it's still a little outnumbered.
Just like to point out that Gibb said that, not me.
We've been over this before.
Yeah.
Okay. So like Riku and Kyrie, or excuse me, Riku and Sora both have a thing for Kyrie, but Kyrie kind of has a thing for Sora, but Sora and Riku definitely have a thing for each other.
Yeah.
Axe. Yeah.
Riku is the husbando, and
Yeah.
Kyrie is the waifu.
It's a throuple
Mhm.
situation.
Yes,
Sort of, yeah.
could be if they could
It-
just work their shit out.
But it's
Right.
not it's not a triangle. It's
No.
it's just
It's like a V shape.
Yeah, she would have to be more of a character to participate more.
Got it.
She's
I
more
was
of an
like-
objective.
yeah,
He's an idea. Everybody likes the idea of Kyrie.
concept. Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah.
Kyrie, what a concept.
So where do we
Okay.
move past?
Yeah, take us further away. So we're
Okay.
on
We
the
beat the
island.
shit
Let's
out of
our
push
friends.
this along.
You beat the shit out of your friends. You go home at the end of the night. You're just hanging out in your messy room. You notice there's a storm outside, and there's a big black ball of darkness in the sky. Sora's immediately thought is, "Oh no, the raft which they are building." Because I forgot to tell you that
Right, they're building a raft that looks like
they're building a
giant-
raft. Okay, so they're on this island. But
Right,
like
yes.
their big whole idea is they want to get off this island and see the rest of the world.
they want
like
to set
Moana.
sail.
Like
That's
Moana,
definitely
exactly.
important.
Yes, that is important because they build a raft and then they leave it there because it's tropical island. There's no bad weather ever on those.
Right.
All right, fast forward back to Sora in his messy room. He's watching outside. There's a storm coming. He's worried about the raft, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna dip." And then his mom calls for him. She says, "Sora, dinner's ready." Sora, never hear from her again.
He died.
She
killed
kind
by
of dies.
darkness?
She kind of dies.
By the tornado of darkness.
Exactly.
I don't remember that.
And then they get to the island, the other island
Second
where the
island.
raft is. Yes, the one where you do your beat up your friends and stuff.
Okay.
Sora gets there and he notices there's two other boats there. He's like, "Oh no, Riku and Kyrie must be here already." And so he sets out to find them. The raft is no longer his number one concern. There's bigger stuff going down. All right. So he finds Riku, and Riku is just kind of standing in his little spot, just kind of being an edgelord. He's like, "Hey, the door's open." We don't know what that means, but Riku is saying it. He's vague booking. he says, "I'm not afraid of the darkness." And just like a magic words, he gets swallowed up by darkness. Sora also gets swallowed up by darkness, but not before
Oh, I get it.
a giant key appears in his hand and saves him from the darkness. As a disembodied voice says, "Keyblade, Keyblade."
So how did this Keyblade get into his hands?
We don't know.
It has it manifested.
Magic.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to tell you that now,
Yes.
or do you want me to
If
tell
I
you that
recall
later?
correctly, we're like given a screen of darkness, and then light goes psh, in the
Exactly.
center, and Sora comes back, and he's got a Keyblade. And it's like Keyblade, Keyblade, Keyblade. But
Yep.
for some clarity,
We can explain it, but
What
the
happened
magic's
there?
gone.
Yeah, but how did this key come into his hands?
We don't know.
Magic.
Wait, you just
Magic.
said,
Yeah. He was chosen by the Keyblade.
so the
Disney
Keyblade
magic.
itself chose him.
More or less.
Okay, what's the less?
There's a twist later. You
We'll
don't want me to
get
ruin
there.
it now.
So we've
Yes.
got the Keyblade. We
I
don't
need
know.
to-
We just
I
started
want
the game.
answers.
Here's the definition of
Yeah, right.
a smaller amount of, not as much.
Oh,
Wow.
Ask for
thank
the-
you.
Shut the
Fair enough.
fuck up.
Okay. So Sora has this key for reasons, right?
I want to. Why? How did
Gibb.
that?
Because
I want to know.
Gibb, we are going to be here all night.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
we have to spark
There's a
note this whole
door.
thing. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
And you won't.
Several
let me
games
just
from
say,
now.
you won't understand at the end of this. It doesn't matter how good of a job Tyler it's not that Tyler's not going to do a great job explaining this. It's that
But- If I
just go with
get
this ride.
answer now,
Mhm.
Look,
Do
Sora
you get
has a
on-
Keyblade now.
Yeah, he has a
Keyblade,
Keyblade
Keyblade,
now.
Keyblade.
All you
Exactly.
need to know is
Magic.
your magic weapon chose
Yeah,
your main
You.
character.
It's like your wand in Harry Potter.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Wand.
you
Keyblade
get
chooses
that.
the wizard.
you
Or
get
like a
that from
lightsaber.
what's his face,
The
right?
lightsaber
Ollivander.
chooses
Ollivander.
Yeah, but
Okay.
also it's just the magic. Anyways,
So then, who
So
gave-
The key chooses
Walt,
its Jedi.
Walt Disney himself handed the key down to Sora.
is this canon?
It is now.
Okay, cool. All
For
right.
the sake
Just
of
for
moving
you.
on, it is canon.
Oh, okay. Cool.
If anybody, I just want to say that I'm doing this all from memory, and if you have any corrections, make sure you tweet them at Gibb_CA. Send all Kingdom Hearts corrections to that.
Perfect.
I hope
Thank
I'm
you.
flooded with
Um,
them.
amazing.
I hope you are
Hashtag
too.
Kingdom Hearts correction.
Okay,
He'll
Exactly.
make a video out of it.
so now
he
that
will.
Sora
So now-
has been selected by his Keyblade,
He's been selected by his Keyblade. He's got his Keyblade. Now we have to check on the afterthought, Kyrie. So he goes to find Kyrie, who is standing in kind of they call it the secret place. It's a cave where they used to draw on the walls with chalk, which is probably very harmful for the environment, but it doesn't matter because it's a video game.
It's a euphemism anyway.
But there's always been
What?
there's always
For what?
We're just gonna sail right past that. Keep going, Ty.
it is a euphemism, and we don't even know why.
That got me.
Are caves in general euphemisms?
no.
Okay,
Wait, let's
okay.
see.
we can-
We gotta push. We gotta
All
push.
right.
You have to
All right.
push. At the back of this cave, there has always been this strange wooden door that leads to nowhere. You can't open it. There's no handle. There's nothing.
But the door's
This
open.
time, the door has been. This time, there's a big old keyhole in the door, which swings open as you find Kyrie. Kyrie turns around. She's like, Sora. And then she like kind of flies into Sora and her body disappears. More on that later.
Remember that though. So
Remember that
Kyrie has
detail.
flown at Sora, and her body has dissipated
And her body
as
has
she
dissipated.
touches Sora.
Yeah.
Okay.
Possession.
Possession, yes.
Essentially, it looks like.
Moving on.
Maybe.
So that the door flies open. The island's pretty much ruined. The only part left of it is like a little small island. And then you fight the boss from your dream. Surprise, he was real the whole time. It's a big old black monster,
From
and
Fantasia.
With
it's
like
it's not
armor on.
Fantasia.
It's like
I would like that monster that you fight because you see it a couple times. Does it mean anything?
There are theories, but nothing concrete.
Okay. What's your favorite theory?
But then I have to explain what the black monsters are called, which we have not got to yet.
Okay, we'll get there.
We'll get
Ignore
there.
me.
All right. Okay. So you beat the monster, but you lose anyway because your island gets destroyed. Meanwhile, at Disney Castle,
That's right.
Anyway,
meanwhile at Disney Castle, home of the monarch, King Mickey, and his queen Minnie, turns out he's gone missing. And it's up to his captain of the guard, Goofy, good choice, and his royal court mage, Donald. They got to go find him because he said that there's been lots of stars blinking out, like out of the sky. They're there and then they're not. He needs to go find that. He leaves a letter telling them to go to a place called Traverse Town. More on that later. And find the key.
I think we might know about that.
Ooh.
Okay.
You might know something about that. Okay. Meanwhile, in Traverse Town, Sora has now washed up there. He kind of just crash lands in an alleyway.
Washed up in a waterless alleyway. Just
He
break
fell through the
buildings.
sky,
An ocean
also
of
the
stars.
ocean,
Yes,
and he wound up at Traverse Town.
it's true.
Easy.
That is exactly what happened.
Fingers playing on the radio the entire time. Best music.
Yes, and so he's kind of just lying unconscious in an alleyway as Donald and Goofy and Pluto, because they brought the dog, arrive to Traverse Town. And Pluto, he knows something's up. You know, he's got that sense of smell that dog knows. And he just kind of runs off, and Goofy turns to Donald and he's like, I think we should follow him. And then Donald's like, you don't know nothing. You're Goofy. Let's go. If only they had followed Pluto, because Pluto goes straight to that alleyway and wakes up Sora with some doggy kisses.
Aw.
adorable.
It's adorable.
That was a good Goofy impression.
Thank you. I'm not doing Donald, though.
That's fair.
It's awful.
Anybody got a Donald? Give you got a Donald?
No.
God damn
My
it.
uncle
I know,
can
right?
do a really good one.
Oh, really? Damn. We'll get it next
My
time.
dad can do a decent one.
I can hear Donald scream. Just like
Yeah.
orange man.
Bah!
Yep.
So you are now in Traverse Town. You don't know what's going on, but you're finally, you did it. You made it to another world. You're off the island. You got your giant key. You might as well walk around and see what's going on. So you do that. You run into some Final Fantasy characters. You also get attacked by these the same little black monsters that were on your island.
Mhm.
And then a guy with a gun blade named Leon. He's got a black jacket, a little gun blade. It's got a gun handle, and
A
it's
gun
a
and a
sword.
sword.
It's a gun and a sword. He just beats the shit out of you and kidnaps you.
Not if you stayed on the island till level 17 and got scanned so that you could sweat and make sure that you won.
This is true.
The
Real
fuck?
gamers,
Okay.
real gamers don't lose to Leon.
Never. Fuck that guy.
But regardless of if you win or lose, you do pass out, and he does abduct you. And also at this time, Donald and Goofy are walking around. They don't know what's going on. They've lost their dog. And then another Final Fantasy character finds them, and they are taken to a hotel room. And Sora wakes up in a hotel room. Not the same room, but they're right next to each other because we have to pad this out, build up the meeting of the three.
Sure.
It is there that we are introduced to some lore, some plot.
Okay.
We found out that the black monsters are called Heartless. And what Heartless are that when you lose your heart, when you succumb to the darkness within your heart, it creates a heartless. So it's basically like a disembodied heart covered with darkness, just kind of walking around. What happens to the body? More on that later.
Right.
I was just about to ask.
I'm glad.
Okay,
I'm
so-
anticipating your needs.
Back to the theory about the original boss, because now we know what Heartless are.
Okay, so there are a lot of theories that it's got to be connected to Sora because he's always showing up hassling Sora. But that doesn't make any sense, and I can explain why that doesn't make any sense later.
Okay.
Sure.
Right. Sorry, guys. There's a lot to go on in this.
Nope,
game.
I get it.
But luckily, we're about to get to a point where we can skip a bunch of stuff.
Cool.
Perfect.
So
Is that because none of the Disney stuff matters?
that's because
Exactly.
none of the Disney stuff matters. Not a
Aw.
single damn Disney thing matters. Except
That's
for
why I'm
the
here.
Yeah. Sorry, Katie, we brought you here
Sorry.
under false pretenses.
Oh
You
man!
scammed me.
Yeah, if you had bought Kingdom Hearts, they would have scammed you.
That's
Right.
fair.
I mean, there's nice little moments and stuff, but really, none of it matters. And so they're attacked by the Heartless in the hotel room. Everything gets chaotic. Sora and Donald and Goofy meet up with each other somewhere else in town, and they are attacked by a bigger Heartless. This one looks like it's made of armor. It's got disjointed, like disembodied hands and legs. So they beat that thing up, and then they have to go do stuff. They're like, you know what? We got to find the king. We got to find Kyrie and Riku. Let's go. And that takes us to the Disney worlds, which don't matter.
Okay, so
But I
vroom
will
past all that.
But we can't move past all of that.
Right.
You go through multiple Disney worlds, and I can tell you that in some of these worlds, something does happen, but it's kind of minuscule. Like, for example, you go to Wonderland, and a loose retelling of Alice in Wonderland happens, but at the end, Alice gets kidnapped. Like, she's just gone.
Yep.
And you at the end of that world and every world after this, a keyhole is revealed, which Sora locks with his Keyblade. Now, this keyhole leads to the heart of the worlds. That's right. The worlds are living and they have hearts.
Okay.
If the Heartless get at the heart of the world, that's bad. See the island, for example.
Okay.
Oh, so the Heartless made it to the heart of Destiny Island. Got
That door swung right open, and they were like, "Hey, this is easy." And they,
Oh,
Neat.
yeah.
yeah,
So the implication is the heart was behind the door.
yes,
Okay.
And because
Okay.
the door was open, Mom died.
yes, yeah, mom, and everybody else. Yeah,
Yeah, but
Mhm.
we
I
didn't,
knew it.
I didn't care about that. It's Mom
You
mostly.
blink an eye.
Really concerned about my mom.
so
Really
you
about
go
my
through,
mom, dude.
you go through these Disney worlds, basically rehashing the plots of these movies, except for Hercules, which has like a coliseum where you can do like a mini game where you fight Heartless and stuff.
It's a gauntlet.
Yeah, it's kind of a gauntlet. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. And you seal these keyholes, but you start to notice things. Number one, it seems like the villains, like Jafar and Hades,
Mhm.
they're kind of working together, and Maleficent is leading them.
Makes sense.
And the like, for example, like I said, Alice got kidnapped. When you go to Agrabah, Jasmine gets kidnapped, and they're like, "Why are they kidnapping all these ladies?" But then you go to like Little Mermaid Land, Atlantica, whatever it's called, and
Atlantis.
Atlantica, and
Atlanta.
Atlanta. You go to Atlanta, Georgia, and
Yeah.
There's
she
more
is
than just an airport.
Under the sea.
and Ariel does not get kidnapped. You go to Neverland, and the girl that Gibb hates, Wendy, does not get kidnapped.
Who wants it?
Yay!
Who
Yeah,
wants it?
leave her.
Shut
But
up.
I wouldn't either.
You go back
Walking
to
up
Travers.
Alice.
You go back to Travers Town, and because you never closed the keyhole there, you didn't even know about those things. And you run into Riku, like he's there.
I never.
He's
Uh,
not even underwater.
Yeah, he's just there. He's like, "Hey, Sora, what's up? I've been hanging around. What are you doing?" And then Donald immediately doesn't trust him, and this might be the one instance where Donald was right.
Oh.
Because Riku kind of pulls a Batman on them, and he disappears while they're not looking, literally. And the next time we see him, he's hanging out with Maleficent.
He's a baddie.
Isn't that nice?
So, and this might be a later on thing. Wait, no. Continue. Never mind.
It's great.
Okay.
Well,
Fast
as-
forward back. Oh,
I was gonna say, as we're going, we mentioned Maleficent. As we're going through these Disney worlds, we're seeing sort of this shadowy cabal at work here, and it involves pretty much the villains of these various Disney worlds / movies.
it does.
Mhm.
And we'll fast forward all the way to Neverland, where Riku is hanging out with Captain Hook because he found Kyrie's body.
Oh no.
Yeah, Kyrie. Well,
Alive?
it's alive, but she's kind of like, okay, so full circle. You know how, like in Yu-Gi-Oh, when Pegasus takes their souls, they're kind of just bodies and they don't really
Yeah.
do anything.
Or like in Airbender, where Aang's in the spirit world and his body's there.
Yeah, yeah, like when in Yu-Gi-Oh.
In
Yeah, in Yu-Gi-Oh. So, so that's kind of what's going on with her. She's just kind of lifeless. She's alive, but she's kind of comatose, but not really because she can like sit up and stuff.
oh.
So
Yeah.
so Riku like he gives Sora some shit about like, hey, why are you going through all these fucking Disney worlds like closing keyholes and stuff? Like I found Kyrie. Well, you should have been trying to help her. And Sora's like, I didn't know anything about this. And Riku's
Forgot
like,
about
whatever. Yeah, I forgot about her. I was too busy having fun reliving my favorite Disney movies.
I'm hanging out with a talking duck.
Yeah,
He's
What do you mean?
Shut up. Have you seen this?
yeah.
Yo,
We
there's
are
a dog
on
that doesn't talk
Neverland.
and a dog that does. The relationship is confusing.
Dude, tell
What
me
does
how
it
you're not
mean?
freaking out that you're hanging out with a pirate right now.
Yeah.
That's
Who
true.
has a hook?
His hand's missing.
We shouldn't be judgy.
No,
He's got a
that's
hook.
wild.
No,
We
it's
love him
cool.
anyways.
Okay, fine. It's
Anyway.
fine.
He's a
Um,
monster.
so Riku is like, whatever. I guess I'll save her. And then he teleports away using his newfound dark powers granted to him by Maleficent.
Fuck yeah.
Kinda
So
OP.
let's talk about darkness and light real quick.
Can we please?
Yes.
Okay, I'm actually gonna follow up here, just because I'm vaguely recalling terms you were throwing around 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and you said you were going to allude to this later. You said when a heartless happens, like what happens to the body, right?
Yeah.
You said you were going to explain that situation.
I'm
And
not
to-
right now.
Okay, continue then.
Too early.
Okay.
It's too early for that.
It's kind of
Okay.
a Kingdom Hearts 2 joint.
It's kind of a
Well,
Kingdom Hearts 2
Because
joint.
it feels like a
Slash
right now
chain of
situation.
memories.
I
to
can
me.
explain to you why it's not later
When we get there.
Okay.
when we
got
get
it.
there.
I can explain it right now. They didn't think of that.
Actually, they did.
They did.
Well,
They did.
The
kind
art
of.
expert says.
Well, whatever.
Wrong.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's continue.
So darkness equals bad,
right.
Mhm.
and light equals good.
Yeah.
And from what I do know, Kingdom Hearts is like
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kingdom
It is.
Hearts is indeed light. Even in the games where they kind of they take a more centrist approach, if you will, and they're trying to say, maybe darkness not so bad. They double down on that whole darkness bad in the next game. So
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom
is-
Hearts are kind of dimly lit, you know?
I'm just
Yeah.
We got
I'm just
a
gonna save
dimmer
everybody
switch.
some time and say that darkness bad.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
That's easy to digest.
So Riku has dark powers now, and that's bad.
Yes.
Because Maleficent has dark powers, and that's bad. We should actually probably rewind a little bit back to our first meeting in Traverse Town.
Cool.
The king also left not just to find the key and see what was going on with the worlds. He's also looking for a man named Ansem, who is researching the Heartless and Darkness. And remember that name because that's about to come up here and again.
I have a quick question.
Go on.
It's relevant to where I left the game off. There's a Final Fantasy character, a pretty famous one in that world. Does he matter in this story at all?
No.
One and only Cloud.
Oh, are you talking about ex-soldier Cloud Strife?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's not
I was
in this
like,
game.
whoa. Yeah, okay. He didn't mean it. Neat. Let's
No,
go.
no. He looks cool though. He's got a
He
cape.
does. And a big sword. I thought he was
His sword is
dope.
all wrapped up for some reason.
Yeah.
It's I believe that was probably censorship, even though the gun sword is not censored at
But
all.
they're like, ooh, big sword, too scary. Wrap it like a mummy.
That's true. I kind of dig it though, but
I'm not mad at it.
that's neither here nor there. After Neverland,
Cloud
you
is
go-
neither here nor there.
the cloud is neither here nor there, more or less. After Neverland, you leave and you go to the world where the Final Fantasy characters are originally from. Because the thing about Traverse Town is that it's kind of this conglomeration of destroyed worlds, which serves as a haven for people that are not necessarily killed whenever the world ends. But they get lost, they end up in Traverse Town.
Did you say lost? So Traverse Town is purgatory. They
Kind
get there
of,
on a
but you-
plane crash? Are there polar
But you can
bears?
you can leave. I've never
It's
seen Lost.
traversal. It's not purgatory.
Okay.
You're there in passing.
That's
It's
what
kinda like a safe
purgatory
haven.
is. That's what that is.
Like
Yeah.
limbo.
It's
I
the
don't wanna-
gray area.
It's
I
like
don't-
limbo.
It's not light or dark.
I think there's a lot of extra implications in purgatory. I don't know.
It's
I
like
would-
we could.
it's like
we
when
can talk
Goku
about-
when you're in
falls off
between
Snake
worlds.
Way.
It's like
goes
when
to
Goku
hell?
falls off. Oh,
No, but like it's kind of like whatever there, you know?
It's
It's
kind of chill
not
down
good
there.
or bad. You can get out.
can you?
Yeah, Goku
Okay,
literally
Sora
does it.
fell off of Snake Way and he ended up at Traverse Town.
That's why he was falling. He was falling
Exactly.
from Snake Way. Okay.
That's true.
Uh-huh.
So you go to the world that all the Final Fantasy characters are from. It's called Hollow Bastion. Maleficent has kind of set up shop there. The reason they don't live there anymore is because Maleficent took it over with her army of Heartless. So it's a very dangerous place. Also, Beast from Beauty and the Beast is there,
Hardcore.
Why not?
but it's not the world he's from. He's just there. And the reason he's there is because one of the other girls that have been kidnapped that we have not seen is Belle.
So he's protecting her?
No, he's
Not
there to get her
Belle.
back.
Okay.
He came there of his own
Oh.
will to like try to get her back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Hey,
I guess-
I kidnapped her first.
No,
True.
My victim. Give her back.
Beauty
My
and the
bad.
Beast is about Stockholm syndrome, and I don't like movies about Stockholm syndrome.
I still like Belle.
But anyway, I guess I should also probably mention that it is at this time revealed that they have also kidnapped Cinderella,
hmm
Aurora, Snow White, and then they have Jasmine, Alice, and Belle. They have 6 princesses. Alice, I guess, is royalty. I'm not quite sure.
She's the
Um,
female hero of a story. Princess.
yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
But-
she's royal.
So
Is that true? Okay. Alice lore.
Katie with the Disney backup here.
Yeah.
To fill in the
I'm
gaps.
embarrassed.
So
She
So,
lives in a castle.
so you might have noticed some names. We didn't go to any of these worlds. This is just stuff Maleficent's been doing on the side, or maybe even have done stuff she's been doing before the game. I'm not quite sure on that actually. So you make your way up Hollow Bastion, which is this big castle with a bunch of weird contraptions designed to make the level not fun. And you fight Riku at the start of the castle. I really should talk about these important things first.
Take a moment.
It's okay.
So Riku gets into a fight with Beast first before Sora and the gang arrive, and he kicks his ass.
Oh.
And then Sora and Donald and Goofy go up, and Riku's like, "Hey, just so you know, that Keyblade, it was never meant for you." Then he kind of anime holds his hand out, and he takes your Keyblade.
With the Force.
Not with the Force. So every time Sora uses the Keyblade, it materializes in his hand. It unmaterializes in Sora's hand and rematerializes in Riku's hand.
Oh, that's hardcore.
And that is because Riku was the original wielder of the Keyblade.
So he was never Sora's friend at all?
No, he was Sora's friend. Riku was the original wielder of the Keyblade, but then it left him when he opened his heart to darkness.
He wouldn't let darkness in. Keyblade said.
And Keyblade said, "Nah, not in my house."
He
Said no, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So how quickly did all of this happen? Did this all happen on that night on Destiny Island, or had Riku been off doing his own thing for a
No,
minute?
this is.
Can you imagine Uncle
okay,
Rico from Napoleon Dynamite as a Keyblade master?
So there's a reason why Riku was chosen by the Keyblade, but no, he had never left the island. He had been there the whole time.
Okay.
So
With the Keyblade?
Back in '86, I could celebrate.
No.
Horizon.
He didn't have.
Man, if Coach would have put me in back
okay.
in '86, I'd have been the Keyblade master.
So listen, he had the Keyblade, but he didn't know how to use it, or he didn't know that he had it.
Okay.
It had not shown itself yet.
And he
Riku-
just knew that he was supposed to have had that.
Riku
No, he
had-
did. Maleficent told him is the assumption.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way I saw it is Riku had the strength, the fortitude to seek to leave his home and actually venture out, and that's why the Keyblade had chosen him initially. But then he was like, "Oh, but darkness would make this so much easier."
Yes,
Keyblade's
exactly.
oh, I don't fuck with that though. Hold
Okay.
on.
So this
Plan
is
B.
like when Captain America picks up Mjolnir.
Kind
Except
of.
that then Captain America
Less triumph.
doesn't become
Oh, boy.
unworthy.
So Donald and Goofy decide it's the perfect opportunity for a real dick moment
Okay.
because the king told them to search out the key. So they pack up shop and they're like, "Okay, we're going with Riku now."
Oh, I thought you were about to be like, "We found it. See you later."
No, they say it to Sora pretty much. So Sora has no Keyblade, no friends. His other friend is a dick, and they left. And that is when he kind of turns to the Beast. And he's like, "Hey, we should go together. I can still help. I got this toy wooden sword. I can still do magic." So you go through these contraptions doing magic. You can't attack anything. It's awful. I hate it.
No Keyblade.
And you get inside the castle, the foyer, if you will. And Riku is like, "Hey, I thought I told you to leave, man. I'm strong. I'm the Keyblade master." And then this dress appears on him.
Is
On
it
Riku.
sexy? Is it like a hot dress?
I don't know. If you guys want to
It was
Google
tight.
Riku's dark outfit,
Fine.
Okay, yeah, I
Doogie
do.
got his titties out.
Riku doesn't have titties.
oh
It was
boy,
form fitting.
it was form fitting.
Damn, look at how much I light up when I open Google.
Yeah, you're glowing. Okay,
More
is
than
it like
usual.
this tattered skirt thing?
Yep, that's it.
That's
Okay,
not a good
cute.
fit.
No, it's not.
So he decides that's the look,
These are all cosplayers.
and he's like, Sora. He says to Sora, if you're not gonna leave, I'm just gonna kill you.
Okay.
And he fires a Dragon Ball energy ball at Sora, and it's just about to hit him until Goofy
Oh.
jumps in and saves him with his shield.
Yeah, shield hero.
And then Riku's like, "You would betray your king?" And then Goofy's like, "Not on your life, but I'm not gonna betray Sora neither." And they join Sora's side.
Uh-huh.
And then I let's see if I can do this from memory.
Wait, so hold on.
Sora, Riku's like, "How are you gonna fight without a weapon?" And then Sora says to him, "I know now that I don't need the Keyblade. I've met many people, and my heart has found a home in their hearts, and they've become a part of mine. My friends are my power." And then the Keyblade decides, you know what?
Is that word
Maybe
for
the
word?
real Keyblade is the
That's-
friends we made along the
That's
way.
not word for word. I wish it was,
okay.
but
I thought you just had it.
he does say, "My friends are my power," and he gets his Keyblade back, and then Riku gets a little upset. They fight. Riku loses. The dress disappears. Unfortunately, he was wearing clothes under it.
Damn.
So yeah, sucks. He goes upstairs, upstairs in this castle, and
Damn.
he
Storming upstairs.
he's
slams
kind of
the
like
door.
out of my room. He's very mad. Like he's like, how could I lose to a weakling like him? And suddenly there's a voice talking to Riku, like a
Uh-oh.
disembodied voice.
Is it the same one that said Keyblade?
It's not the same one that said Keyblade.
Damn.
It's Billy Zane's voice, actually.
Oh shit, we haven't been talking about any of the voice actors.
I feel like
Bill
that's-
Farmer voices Goofy.
Who?
Bill Farmer. That's the guy
Okay.
that always voices Goofy.
Uh,
Okay. But yeah, so Billy Zane starts talking to Riku, and he's like, "Hey, what if you had some more darkness?" And Riku's like, "Go on." And cut scene. You go upstairs again, and you find all the captured princesses, where you learn that all 6 of them are something called Princesses of Light. Or
Okay.
Princesses of Heart. I don't
I
remember,
think the
actually.
Princesses of Heart.
I think they are the Princesses of Heart. Maybe. But they're like special princesses. And the big deal with them is that their hearts do not contain of heart. The Princesses of Heart, their hearts do not have a single ounce of darkness in them, which is rare.
Okay, hold on.
Even Jasmine's.
So
She's a baddie.
Fair.
yeah, so is there any reason that the other princesses are not? Is that ever
Darkness. They got darkness in their hearts.
Yeah, but like,
There's-
what is that ever explained at all?
No, there's just 6 of them. Like they're kind of chosen by fate. A lot of things are just chosen by fate in this series.
Okay.
Awesome.
Don't question
a good
fate,
answer.
David.
Always a
So
good answer.
Ariel, no.
There's
What was the
6
other one?
Princesses of Heart,
Wendy.
and
When
they
we
do
know,
not
it's
have
darkness.
yeah,
Sun
no
never
darkness. It's true. Which is it's rare, and it's a big deal that they don't have any darkness, because even like Sora has darkness in his heart. Original sin, all that stuff, whatever. It's
Horniness.
biblical.
Women.
No, the women are the good ones.
Oh, that's true. But original sin. It doesn't
Only
matter.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. Sorry, I haven't read that book in a long time.
He's way
Fair.
more up on Kingdom Hearts lore than Christian lore.
Yeah, as it stands, I am.
And to be fair, it's a lot more interesting.
And so after you find that out, Maleficent attacks, and she's like, it's really kind of dumb of me to let you guys get this far in the first place, so I guess I better kill you guys now. She loses. She gets hurt pretty badly, and she retreats into like another room. And Sora and company follow after her, and that's where Riku shows up, sporting a black keyblade with no chain, and he's talking with two voices, like two voices speaking at the same time.
Okay.
Like it's David Gallagher's voice and Billy Zane's voice reading the exact same lines at the same time.
Cool.
Kind of like fusion characters in Dragon Ball.
Oh wait, shit. Okay, so Patrick, to your right, let's do a fusion hop right now. It'll look good on my screen. Oh shit!
No.
Nailed it. It looks
You
good
guys
for
just
me.
turned
Trust
it.
me.
You guys just turned into the fat one.
Yeah, it did not.
Y'all fucked that up.
It did
Yeah,
not
they
look
just went
correct.
that way for me.
Yeah, they
no,
went
it looks
fucked it
good for
up.
me. I'm the one recording, so
Oh, okay.
Whoop.
Oh,
If
okay.
it looks
fair
good
enough.
on the editor screen, then we're flawless.
Fair.
Flawless.
Okay, so Riku's showing up. He's acting all possessed like, and he's like, "Hey, Maleficent, you need some help?
Hey.
Here, let me do this for you real quick. Let me help you out." He stabs Maleficent in the heart with his keyblade.
hardcore.
Betrayed.
Yeah, stabs her in the heart. Sora's like, "What the hell are you doing, man?" And then she turns into the dragon form. Because what he actually did was like unlock the rest of the darkness in her heart, which of course took her over. She turned into a dragon. She then loses that fight because
dies anyway?
my boys never miss.
The boss fight.
So after Maleficent is dealt with, you find Riku kind of standing in the area where Maleficent was often seen hanging out, in front of this portal-looking thing with Kyrie's body. Still lifeless, and they go to like challenge him, and Goofy does not make it into the arena. He is blocked off by an invisible wall, because this is going to be a solo fight, so we're setting it up, and it's then where Riku is like, he's spouting some nonsense about darkness and all that stuff, and Sora's like, "Hey, you're not Riku. Who are you?" And that's when Riku says, "It is I, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness." That was word for word.
Okay, cool.
Damn.
And Sora's like, "Well, that's not cool. How the hell did this even happen?" And Riku's like, or Sora says, "Yeah, you got to give Riku back his heart." And then, of course, Ansem fires back with "But first, you must give the princess back her heart." Because guess what? There ain't 6 princesses of heart. There's 7, and the 7th one is Kyrie.
That makes sense. Okay.
Oh my god, she's a princess.
And
Cut
not
the
only
black.
that, her heart is inside Sora's heart
When she flew into him.
when she flew into him.
Got it.
Does that mean
So-
they're true love? Or no?
There's only one true love, and it's between Sora and Riku.
Okay.
Oh,
Got
okay.
it. Got it.
Sorry.
Even though
Um,
he's going through an edgy phase.
Yeah,
It happens.
We all go
still
through edges on the
besties.
road.
He likes
Yeah.
bad boys.
He does like bad boys. So Riku's like, "Hey, remember when I unlocked Maleficent's heart? Yeah, I'm gonna do that to you too. That way we can free Kyrie's heart." And Sora's like, "Nah, you're not getting Kyrie's heart." They fight. Riku loses. That still leaves the problem that Kyrie's heart is inside Sora. So Sora has this brilliant idea. What if I just pick up Riku's Keyblade and stab myself with it?
Yeah.
So he does that. His body immediately disappears. Kyrie gets her heart back. Is at this point we don't know where Sora is, and you start controlling a Heartless in the game.
Okay.
Just a little bitty Heartless crawling around, the kind that you've been slaughtering this whole time. And Kyrie, Donald, and Goofy are like, "We gotta bounce. It's bad. There's a lot of Heartless here. We need to go." So they make it to the foyer, and you make it to the foyer, controlling this Heartless, and Kyrie recognizes the Heartless is Sora.
Okay.
She then hugs him, and this is taken from the wiki, somehow restores his body and
The
heart.
wiki says somehow.
The wiki
Disney
says
magic.
somehow.
Okay. I'm
She's
gonna
right.
with very limited series knowledge, headcanon for me right now, because she is a princess of heart and she's got so much like pure light.
Mm.
Boom.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sure,
Okay.
why not?
exactly.
Probably
It's
that.
like true love's kiss.
Yeah, but
that
in
mixed with
hugs.
True
power,
Light's hug.
friendship, and all
they're
that.
children.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, true
True
love's
lights.
hug.
Yeah.
She
True
cast
Light's
True
hug.
Light's hug,
True
gave him a
Light's hug.
body back.
So he gets his body back.
Yeah.
He gets his body back. They make it back to Traverse Town safely, and they have to go back to Hollow Bastion because they opened a big old door there with a keyhole. They close the key, and I can't remember if they go back to Traverse Town or not. I think they do. Yeah, they go back to Traverse Town one last time, and they're like, okay, we got to do something about this Ansem guy. Like, he's still got Riku. He's, like, planning something. And that's when they go to a world known as the End of the World.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Heartless world.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's very trippy. And you go there, and you find Ansem, who is no longer, like, I think the implication is that he is using Riku's body, but it has taken his form. Like, he's kind of morphed
Okay.
it into himself. And
He's got complete control.
he's got the complete control. You are only hearing Billy Zane's voice at this point.
Okay.
And you fight him, and he loses, and then you fight him again, and then you fight the boss from the beginning of the game, and then you fight him again, but this time he turns into a giant fucking boat. Like a giant purple boat. The boat's got like a face. He's got hooked up to it. He's really big for some reason. He takes his shirt off. He's got like
Yeah.
a Darth Maul staff. It's awesome.
I like that boat because it looks like if you like
Everything.
if a boat were like organic and made of flesh,
Yes.
but then you also flipped it inside out.
It's very Doom, actually, now that I think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And you beat
Flesh
him.
boat.
Flesh.
That's the name
Like
of
an
my
inside
new
out
band.
flesh boat.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
title of the podcast, Flesh Boat. The
Yuck.
so
That's
Yeah.
like a
Really
really
fucked
thumbnail.
up cruise.
so
Actually.
you beat him, and he's like he motions to this big ass door behind him that's been there the whole time, but you don't really see it till it is there. He's like, Kingdom Hearts, fill me with the power of darkness. And then what does Sora say?
Kingdom Hearts is light.
Kingdom Hearts
This Kingdom Hearts
light.
is light. He
Hell
knows
yeah.
now, without a doubt, that Kingdom Hearts is light. And like the door heard him, it opens and blasts the fuck out of Ansem with light.
Period.
And then he explodes. But like also, even though Kingdom Hearts is light, there's a hell of a lot of darkness behind that door, so we got to close it.
It's like Pandora's box.
So he goes to close the door, but
Can't
it's
close Pandora's
just
box.
it's not closing right. And that's when a hand reaches around, not gives Sora the reach around, but like reaches from the other side of the door, and it's Riku.
Yeah.
Riku's in there. He's like, "Come on, Sora, we can close this door together." But it's not enough because Heartless, like a mass amount of giant Heartless, appear on the other side of the door, and they're about to get them.
Only
And
we have
that's
one more
when-
friend.
That's when we have one more friend, the elusive king, Mickey
Oh.
Mouse,
I
shows
knew
up
it.
with
Fucking
his
Kyrie.
own fucking Keyblade.
Not
Naturally.
Kyrie.
Not our other
His-
friend, not the person we give a shit.
I said friend, not concept.
Right? Okay.
So Mickey Mouse shows up. He's got his own Keyblade, He holds the Heartless off. They close the door, and with the 2 keys on either side of the door, they lock it. And Kyrie also shows up at the end of the world for some reason. Like it's not because closing the door starts putting the worlds back to where they're supposed to be. So she's about to go back to Destiny Islands because it's getting put back together. And Sora's like, "Oh, I gotta go find Riku and the King. I'm sorry that you're gonna be alone on that island for a while, but I'll be back soon. I'll come back to you, I promise." And she's like, "I know you will." And then it's when you walk away, you don't hear me say. And then roll credits.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Kingdom
Wow, that
Hearts
only
one.
took
Kingdom Hearts.
that only
So-
took an hour and a half.
Okay, what's our recording time on that?
Without the intro, we're sitting at about 55 minutes. Here's my idea.
This is
I
the
was
multi-part.
formulating this in my head, and this is announcement for our in between seasons content, which we are now calling porta potties.
The porta
Yes.
potties.
Hey,
And they're going to
potties.
be little, very specific episodes where we talk about one thing the whole time.
Yay!
And
I'm
we
so excited.
can continue this in porta potties
Perfect.
right.
It was just
leading
a
up into next
perfect
season.
intro.
We've got
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1 set up,
This
done,
is good.
ready to go. We can have Ty back on the show.
Ah, man.
Are we not done?
actually,
Wait.
Okay.
so as we've learned from Disney franchises like Marvel, there's always a post-credit scene, Gibb.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Right.
Oh shit!
So Sora, Donald, and Goofy are walking through a field. They're like, "Well, now what do we do? Well, we gotta go find King Mickey and Riku." And that's when they see Pluto up in the distance, and he's got like a letter in his mouth. Another letter from the king.
They're in Smash.
Settle it and smash. They start chasing Pluto because
Kingdom
Pluto's
Hearts
like,
is Smash.
it's really a good time to be a little shit. I'm just gonna run away. I know you gave me this letter to give to these guys, but I'm a dog and I have free will. I'm just gonna run the other direction.
Yeah, they were
So-
at a literal crossroads. They were at a literal crossroads
Yes.
when they encountered Pluto.
And so it ends with them chasing it, and then there's the scene after that. And I think this is actually the perfect place to end this.
Okay.
This is cut to a dark city, a lot of rain, like very big city. There's a guy walking down the street in the rain with his black cloak on. Appears to have blonde hair. Can't really see his face because he's got the hood up. He's just walking. He gets into this little clearing in front of a big skyscraper with a screen on top, like kind of Times Square, but it looks very Kingdom Heartsy. And that's when a bunch of Heartless surround this guy. Instinctively, he pulls out a Keyblade in one hand, and then he pulls out another Keyblade in the other hand.
Keyblade.
This guy's got 2 Keyblades, and he's surrounded, and it says Kingdom Hearts 2.
Wow.
It's worth noting in that scene that the Keyblades he pulls out, we would recognize.
We would, actually.
Playing the game, we would recognize, those 2 Keyblades are important 2 Keyblades that Sora had.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker have those.
Because that's something I didn't figure out when I was playing it. You can switch Keyblades.
Yes, you can.
You get Keyblades.
This is why you never beat
while
Cerberus.
Yeah, no, I didn't know anything that was going on in the menus. I was just like, play game.
Cerberus is a very hard fight.
It is a hard fight, and you just went through that gauntlet thing. Yeah, I had no heals left.
Well, you can heal. Never mind.
What?
You can heal after. Never mind.
Anyway.
I saved
okay.
bad.
That's
So
Kingdom
that concludes
Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 1.
Nice.
Do you guys feel like you understand it a little bit better?
Got more questions than answers, but
Oh man,
it's a good place.
right.
Hey, you get it. You're a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Perfect.
I'm right
Answer
where I
5
started.
questions, ask 20 more.
I
Okay, I'm excited
definitely
to pick this up, though.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. I definitely thought that you played as the Disney characters,
Mm.
not as that guy. So
They're
Oh,
merely
no
a
such
vessel
luck.
for the story.
Just they're a vessel for the sales.
It's only
You're just
they're
an-
best for sales and a place to put levels.
And
It's like
Game
what
Boy.
do we have them jump
Right.
around? I don't know. Lion King.
yeah.
Yeah. I for the record, I hated the Alice in Wonderland level.
it's not my favorite.
What's your favorite land to play in? Or that you played?
Of specifically the Disney levels. In the first game, I'll say I really like the Coliseum. I like Neverland too because you can fly. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that is
that's
sick.
cool.
Hmm.
And that fight that you can do at the clock tower.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Phantom.
I remember that
yeah,
being painfully difficult.
It's an
yeah.
optional boss.
All the optional bosses are painfully difficult.
I remember that being painful.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Kingdom Hearts released 2002. Still
That's
going
crazy.
strong.
That means it's
Oh, wow.
almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Happy anniversary,
nope,
Kingdom
I don't
Hearts.
like that.
Ugh, don't say that.
Yeah.
It's almost older than Gibb.
Almost.
Mhm.
I'm 4 years older still.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's catching up.
It'll catch up.
Damn, it's weird to think of
catch
you
up
in that
one day.
framework.
I was barely aware of my surroundings at the release of Kingdom Hearts.
That's bizarre.
And
Because like that's where I was like
12.
begging mom. I was like, Mom,
was
get me a PS2.
Yeah.
6.
Please give me a PS2.
Mom, PlayStation.
And
then
you were
I'm
just toddling
I'm sitting
around.
at home like,
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Perfect.
Are we still recording right now?
yeah.
Well, since
Yeah.
we've concluded Kingdom Hearts 1, I want to thank Tyler for coming on
Yeah.
and doing
Thank
this
you,
with
Tyler.
us.
Yay.
Hey, no
Look forward to
problem.
the next one.
Follow at Tyler _ is it nope, you
We'll
give him
have
the
links.
actual one.
There's
all bad at
no
naming links.
underscore.
Everything will be in the description. Go support Tyler if you're looking.
Yeah, Tyler,
Yeah.
plug what you want to plug.
Sheesh. If you just look for Tyler Stans, all one word on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, you'll find me.
Okay.
Oh no, it's Tyler Space Stans on YouTube. Not
Ooh,
space, but like the space.
the underscore.
Like a dash.
The space
No, there's
bar.
no underscore. It's just
All
like
links
Tyler,
Tyler
Space Stans.
Stance.
Right down there.
Down there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's not Tyler Space Stands. It's
It's not
Tyler
important. I don't put
Stans.
anything on YouTube anyway.
Gotcha.
It's fine.
We'll work on that plug in the porta potties.
I'm so
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
at this.
We'll put links in the description.
We're all learning. We're all learning.
We're gonna take several trips to the porta potty with you. So like,
I'm actually
Oh.
going to take a trip to the potty.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
there you go.
Wait.
That's the end of this
I was
party.
gonna
Oh.
thank everybody for having me.